Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, the 21st of May. How are you? I'm alright. Feeling a bit weird and dizzy today, so bear with me. But at least I've got good hair. I had it cut since the last time you've seen me, so it's not being weighed down anymore. There's a good 4 or 5 inches come off it. And that means the curl has come back a bit, which is nice. Yes, that's helping me feel good. Yeah, I am rambling already and I haven't even properly done the intro. Hi. I'm sure most people watching know this by now, but if you don't, I am Jenny. My phone just buzzed. Sorry, got distracted. Hi. This happens a lot. Yeah, I am Jenny. I live in Harrogate in North Yorkshire with my little family. I crochet, I spin handspun yarn, I make stitch markers and buttons and other little bits and pieces like that. You can buy these things from me should you wish to do so. My online shop is a bit bare at the moment. It's due a big update. If you've been here a while, you will know that you could be waiting a while. But keep an eye on Instagram. Yeah, if you want to know what's available, that's probably your first port of call really at the moment. I will update the website. I will get my shop sorted. I will. I must. So that is coming. Links to shop, social media, etc. are all in the description under this video. What else did I want to tell you? First thing, there will also be a bit of information about a make-along that I'm running. It's called the Summer Sad Make-along. There will be more information about that in the description. I will talk about it a bit more later on as well, and there is a pin post on my Instagram grid, so you can check that out there. Part of the make-along, there will be a giveaway element throughout the make-along. Is quite a long one. Basically the whole of summer, starting from the 1st of June, so plenty of time to enter if you want to. And talking of giveaways, there are at least 2, possibly 3 more opportunities to enter into a giveaway coming up over the next few months. First of all, my podcast birthday will be coming up. I think it's in July. I can never remember exactly when. I meant to check the date before I started recording, but of course I forgot. So I will check it when I come to edit and I'll pop it up on the screen somewhere. So I will probably do a giveaway for that. Also, I am nearly at 50 subscribers. Put my phone just on vibrate so I would still hear it, like if the doorbell rang or something. We've got a Ring doorbell. Thinking, I won't get many notifications, it's fine. It's buzzing like crazy now. I hope it won't. If it becomes too much, I will put it on silent because my husband is home too. It's just he is working and likely to be in meetings. So, what was I saying? Subscribers. I am almost at 50 subscribers, which might not sound like a lot to many people. But for me it's a big deal. It's taken a while to get to this point. So thank you first of all to anyone who has subscribed recently, because you are getting me ever closer to the goal. I really, really appreciate it. And just generally to everyone who has subscribed so far, you're amazing. Thank you for pressing that button and for coming back time and time again. If you know anyone who might also like to subscribe, please do share this episode or the podcast in general, my channel in general, and just give them a little nudge for me, because when we get to 50 subscribers I will definitely be doing a giveaway then. And in a very similar vein, I am creeping ever closer to 1,000 followers on Instagram as well. So again, if you know anyone who might like to follow me on Instagram, give them a nudge, because once I hit 1,000 I will definitely do a giveaway for that. So lots of opportunities for you to win things. What could you win? I've got a few little bits and pieces tucked away from when I went to the East Anglia Yarn Festival back in March. A small stash of other tiny little things knocking around. I will almost certainly throw some chocolate or sweets or something in there for you as well. And my intention is to make a little something for anyone who wins. I don't know exactly what yet. I've got some ideas for the make-along prizes, but not for the others. So it wants to be fairly quick. But if you have any suggestions, then by all means suggest away. I would love to know the kind of things people would like to win. What else? I think that's it for the intro. So let's start showing you what you're here to see. I shall start going through my projects. Most of these you will have... Most of these you will have seen before. I just went completely wrong, didn't it? So I'll try and go through them fairly quickly. This is going to be a long episode. I've got a lot to talk about today. So make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you've got a drink or a snack or something to work on, if that's your kind of vibe. And don't forget that there is a pause button. If you need to get up and walk away for a bit, you do that. Yeah, let's dive in. I say it every time, don't I? This chair is really creaky. I need to tighten it up. It has also broken slightly, so it's fine. I'm not in any danger of falling off it or anything, but it's just, if you hear creaking, I'm sorry, it's really annoying. There may also be some background noise from my husband. Like I said, he is working from home, as he usually does. If he's being overly disruptive, I shall pause and wait till he's done, but hopefully it'll be fine. Right, first thing I want to talk about is the ongoing saga of the Sunset Shrug. It was finished, and then it decided I didn't like it and redid a bit, and then it was finished again. And then, I don't know if I showed you this, but I still wasn't happy with it, so I tweaked it again, and it was finished again. Still not happy with it. So I have decided the problem is the shape of the shrug. It was literally one of those little kind of 2 sleeves and a back piece, basically, and you just, kind of hooks over your shoulders. I'm not happy with it, basically. Don't like it. Don't feel like it really suits me, that kind of shape. Get really paranoid about sort of my bra straps and my underarms and that sort of thing showing. So I have completely undone all the edging. I have try not to knock the mic, sorry. I've taken the cuffs off the sleeves. I've undone the seaming for the sleeves. We are back to just a piece of fabric. It's a very pretty piece of fabric. And I definitely want to do something with it to create a wearable, but I'm not sure what. Basically, I have a thought. I made a summer top last year. I think it was called the Vania V-neck top, or at least it was based on that anyway, sort of tuning top. And I think it's a paid pattern, so I won't go into too many details, but you basically make 2 long rectangles and then attach them together in a certain way. So I could do that with this. I would, of course, need to make a second panel, but I think it's about the right size already, which is good. Just over me, not over the chair. It might be a little bit short, I suppose, for a cropped version. I need to try it, I think. There we go, if I do that. I think the width is about right, which is nice. So I'll make one, and then you do that, and you seam them down the front and down the back, and you get a kind of V-necky thing. And then add sleeves if you want to. So that might be an idea, but I will need to make a second panel. And I think I would want it to match, so I'd need to buy more of this yarn, which I don't think is a problem. I think Yarn For You still do this colourway. And if not, I'm sure I could email them and ask if they'd do a special. So that might be a thing. I don't know. The other thing, I could just kind of make it into a little wrappy, shawly, something. It's not really long enough for me to wear it as a wrap. I like a long wrap. Again, no, see that? Oh, I don't know what to do with it. I really love the yarn. I really like this stitch pattern they've come up with. Made it up myself. But I don't know what to do with this now. So, help? What do you think I should do? It does look nice like this, but it'd need to be longer if I wanted it as an actual wrap. I like a long wrap, and ideally a deeper one as well, actually. So I don't know what to do. Any suggestions, advice, help in general would be lovely. Let me know what you think. So basically I'm back, not quite to square one with the Sunset Shrug, but to square 2 or 3, which is not where I wanted to be at this stage. Never mind. A more successful project, sort of. It is more successful, it's finished. I can't remember if I mentioned this last time. Ned, my son, he has just turned 9. He has been steadily wearing through a pair of cheap supermarket slippers for the past couple of months. They are now rags. He is still wearing them because he says they're really, really comfortable, but they are rags. They are holey. The padding has come out of the bottom. They're a mess. So I said I'd make him some new slippers because we've been trying to find some new ones to buy him. It's the wrong time of year, really, and yeah, we just haven't been able to find any. I've ordered some online and had to return them twice. We can't find any in any of the local shops. They're any good. So I said, right, let me just make some. So I ordered some insoles so that the bottom would be sturdy, and I made some slippers. He hasn't worn them yet. He's tried them on. We know they fit. But yeah, he won't give up the ratty-tatty falling apart ones, even though he says these are nice. Flipping kids, hey? So yeah, I'll get him into them eventually. But the main thing is they are ready. They are finished. I finished a project. That's the wrong side for you to be able to see them properly. That's better. There's no pattern for these. I literally just made them up. I've got hot glue on the bottom so they're not slippy, which did cause a problem. They've got extra padding inside them now so that he's not feeling all that on the bottom of his foot because the insoles were really really thin. But we got there. We figured it out. But yeah, there's no pattern. It's completely freehand. Kept measuring them against his feet to make sure that I was on the right track. The yarn that I have used is, I haven't got my notes handy, but from memory it is West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep DK. I don't know if they do it in other weights, but it's a DK yarn. In Fire Engine, which is the red, and there's navy blue around the edges, is Rocket Ship. This yarn is lovely. It is a merino nylon blend, so it's great for socks if you like making DK socks. It's also really good just for kids' clothing generally. Don't think it's superwash, but I can't remember. It's lovely though. It is soft, it's really easy to work with. You get quite nice stitch definition. Hold those so you can see a bit better. Yeah, it's lovely. It's not overly expensive. I can't remember how much it is right now, but it's quite reasonably priced, I think. In fact, I think I've mentioned it before. I've made 2, maybe 3 pairs of socks with it so far. I've got a bit left. I've got some of the red, some of the blue, and some white, I think, left. So I might make some more socks for myself at some point, or some little wrist warmers for the winter or something. But yeah, highly, highly recommend this yarn. It is wonderful. Next, just going to work through all my bags like I did last time, and then I will check whether I've missed anything. Okie dokie. I think last time I spoke to you, I think I said I was about to start making, or maybe I had just started already, a Moonlit Shawl for my mother-in-law. The Moonlit Shawl is a pattern by Sandra Paul of Cherry Heart. It's a really lovely pattern. It's one I've used 3 times before. I went through a little spate of just making Moonlit Shawls in all the different colours. It works up really quickly. It's got a very simple construction, but looks beautiful and elegant. It's a slim crescent shaped shawl, and the pattern is written both for fingering weight yarn and for DK, and whichever you use, if you follow the pattern exactly, whether you use DK or fingering, you will get exactly the same size and shape of shawl, which is awesome. I am using a fingering weight yarn. You can't see all the colours because I've balled it up. I'll explain why in a minute. But this was a cake of gradient yarn, still gradient yarn, but it was a cake rather than a ball, from Yarn for You, who, as well as creating and selling many, many wonderful colourways themselves, also have an option where you can design your own, and choose your own colours, and they will put it together for you, which is what I have done. Excuse me, itchy nose. What I have done in this case, I went for 3 shades of red, sort of from, I think it's quite a light red at one end, and it's almost burgundy in the middle, and then this is the other side. It is a lovely colour, and this is because my mother-in-law specifically wanted deep reds and burgundies. It's what she's asked for, and I fully approve. It's my kind of colour. My favourite colour, pretty much. In fact, it matches my lipstick quite well. And yeah, what was I going to say? I was going somewhere with that. It's lovely yarn. It's, is it cotton or cotton acrylic? I always forget. Why do I always forget what this is? I use their yarn I have used it quite a bit now. Right, it doesn't matter whether I use the microphone from my camera or the microphone I'm using on noise reduction or not on noise reduction. It seems to pick up all the noise when I'm doing bags or whatever. It annoys me when I'm editing. I hope it's not too bad when you're listening back. It doesn't say on this label, does it? I did talk about this last time because I think I looked it up for you. I'm pretty sure it's a 50-50 acrylic and cotton blend. It is 4-ply I've gone for 4-ply. I had to check then. Again, they have options. You can do 3, 4 or 5-ply, I think. And it might be more than that, but I can't remember. You'll have to check their website. And you can choose the size of the cake as well. I think all the way from 200 grams up to, no, meters, do it by meters, all the way from 200 meters up to possibly up to 1,000. Don't quote me on that. It's an untwisted yarn, so the individual strands are not twisted together. I've worked with quite a few yarns like this. They can be a bit tricky because they, understandably, because they're not twisted, they split really easily. It can be hard to get all the strands of yarn at once on your hook, or needles if you're knitting. Yarn for You, there's a bit of that, of course, just because of the nature of the yarn, but much, much better than other brands that I've used. So, highly recommend their yarn, and just the whole setup is brilliant. I can't remember what stage I was at last time I showed you this shawl. I got quite far with it, and then I realised that I'd miscounted the rows. And I recounted and checked the sections. I couldn't figure out where I'd gone wrong. I just couldn't do it. So it's been sat in the corner downstairs. I've been ignoring it for a week. And last night I frogged it completely. And I've started again. So it's this big at the moment. It's not a very big shawl. But, you know, that didn't take long to do last night. It took about half an hour, I think. This does work up really, really fast. And so I will keep chipping away at it. Hopefully keep count of my rows this time. I know I can do it. I know I can do this pattern because I've done it before and it worked every single time before. So yeah, I will go again. Hopefully next time I speak to you, I will have a completed shawl to show you, or at least a picture of it, because I may have already given it to my mother-in-law by then, if I finished it. So annoyed that I can't figure out what I've done, where I've gone wrong. It's really weird. All right, Flower Power, the return of the Flower Power blanket. I've done more work on it. I have now completed, this is the back. You want to see the front, not the back. Is it the back? No, it's not the back. I'm being silly. It wasn't the back, it's the front. I was right the first time. I've just realised, have I changed how I'm joining these? Oh no, I think it's the same. Sorry, getting distracted halfway through talking about it. No, I think I'm using the same joining method. It doesn't really matter, it's close enough. I have now completed all of the hexagons and the half hexagons for this, so I'm just joining and doing the border now. So this is nearly done, which means we can nearly use it just in time for the really hot weather. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this because you've seen it before. I'm not going to go through all the hexagons because you've seen examples of the hexagons before. I'm just going to show you this top edge. This pattern, by the way, is by Kate Apple. It was originally written for Crochet Society, and the yarn I'm using is Signet Colour Rush DK in 6 of the colourways that they do. This top edge is just waiting for a border, look. It's got the half hexagons in. I decided the pattern is written so that obviously you've got this lovely flower pattern in the hexagons, and then the pattern for the halves is written so that you get the flower again. I couldn't be bothered to mess about with the colour changes for a half hexagon, so I've just done a plain half hexagon in each of the separate colourways. Just so happened that I needed 6 and I'm using 6 colours, so that worked out really nicely. So I've shown you one, there's another, and third one on this edge is there, and I will show you the others when I've finished it. It's worked out to be a really nice size. The cat's crying to come in, bear with me. Come on in, do you want to say hello? Right, she's in the room. Whether or not she comes up to say hello is, well, she'll decide. She might do. Yeah, come on then. Will you come in? Yeah, and I'm wearing slippery clothes, aren't I? There we go. There we go. There is a suspicion that she's developing arthritis. She's been a bit less confident at jumping so far. Has fallen down a couple of times. Are you going to show your face? Or are you just going to show your tail? Such a little madam. Anyway, the blanket. It's a really good size. It's going to be like a largish lap blanket. So it won't quite cover my feet when I'm sat on the sofa. But that's okay. We have many blankets in many different sizes. And in terms of storage, it's quite good to have one that isn't huge. Blanket? Do you approve? She's not sure. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. And I think that's really all I'm going to say. I've got lots and lots of ends from the joining that I'm going to have to weave in. But that's okay. That's all right. That'll be a nice little meditative end point when I've joined them all together, weave in the ends and then do the border, and it'll be done. So I've got 7 more hexagons to join, plus the half hexagons, 3 more half hexagons, do the border, and it'll be done. So I don't know if I'll get it done for next time. I've got, as always, many projects on the go, some of which are more urgent than this one. So we shall see. But of course, if I do get it finished, I will show you the finished thing. If I don't, I will show you the progress next time. It has been a blanket heavy couple of weeks. Bear with me a moment while I open this bag because it's noisy and the cat is trying to help. Oh, Neris, what are you like? Where are you? Oh, you're just showing your head. Just the top of your head and your ears. Okay. Are you staying or are you going down? Don't know. I'm going to stay up here and be awkward. That's what I'm going to do. So I've also been working on my Magical Worlds blanket. Are you going down? Are you going to be awkward and climb on me? Maybe. So this is a blanket that I am making from my hand spun yarn using the fibre from the Magical Worlds Fibre Club that is being created by Laura of Folk Yarn Studio. Oh, she wants to go out again. Hang on. I have to keep the door closed when I'm recording if my husband's working because he's just across the hall, and so if he's in a meeting the camera will pick up what he's saying. And he works for a children's charity, so most of what he says, it's not a problem. It wouldn't really matter if you heard it, but every now and then there might just be a little bit of confidential information and we don't want it accidentally being leaked on my podcast. That would just be embarrassing. Anyway, Fibre Club, Magical Worlds. I am currently crocheting with the March instalment. I will have shown you this yarn before. This was called the Galaxy. This is how much I have got left to crochet. Steadily working through it. I've ended up spinning, as I kind of knew I would, a lot. No, let's start again. Form the sentence properly. This yarn has spun it much finer than the February and the January, which, you know, I prefer fine yarn, sort of DK at maximum. I think it's worked out at a sport weight, which is lighter than a DK. And so it's going to change the texture of the blanket, but more to the point, I'm getting many more rows out of this yarn than I expected. So the stripes are, it doesn't matter, it doesn't really matter, but it means that this third stripe, which I'm going to show you now, despite working corner to corner and each row getting longer and longer, this stripe is not going to be much narrower than the one before, if at all. In fact, it might end up being wider, looking at how much I've got left to crochet. It doesn't matter. What matters most is that I'm loving this blanket. So we've got January here, which was the clouds, I think. February was the tower, and then March, galaxy. And I think they look pretty good all together. I might be washing out a bit. Let's see what it's like when I come to edit. Yeah, I love it. Oh, I've frozen. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hopefully I didn't freeze for too long then. So that's March. I think I mentioned last time I've fallen behind a bit with my self-imposed target of getting each month's yarn spun and added to the blanket within a month of receiving it. I have a feeling I'm going to fall further behind over the summer because I won't want to be working on a heavy wool blanket while the weather is hot. I didn't really think that through when I set out to this project. But it doesn't matter. I'm still going to aim to get all the yarn spun up so that at least then it'll be ready when I'm ready to crochet on the blanket. And then I can just crack on as I go. It would be nice if I could use this before the end of next winter. But realistically, cold weather, that gives me until about the end of March next year, so I've got plenty of time. I was going to save this till the spinning section, but while I've got the bag open, I'm going to show you the April yarn as well. Hold on, when I get it out of the bag, it's very, very crinkly. Okay, so this is April yarn. This is called the Seas. Love the colours. I have done a separate video, sort of documenting, vlogging-ish, my process for spinning with this yarn. And so you can see it all the way from the fibre, through spinning the singles, through plying it, through soaking it, setting the spin at the end. The slight drama that I had. It's fine now. Yeah, that's already up on my channel, so feel free to go back and watch that if you haven't already. Hopefully it will be interesting. I'm intending to do that with each instalment because the fibre will be different each month and the colours will be different each month, so the way that I spin it may change. We'll see whether I actually manage to do that, but that's my theory. We shall see. I did have a bit of drama with this one. It's not quite how I wanted it to be, but it is nice. I am happy with it. I love the colours. I love that it should work up kind of stripy. Like with the February yarn, you'll have seen that was a stripy one. This should be stripy too. And it is lovely and soft. This is 100% Blueface Leicester. March was Corriedale. I can't remember what the others were off the top of my head, but I've talked about them before. It's the first time I have spun just Blueface Leicester on its own, and it was lovely. It was really lovely to spin, so that's a positive. And yeah, the end result isn't perfect, but it is good. I am happy with it mostly. And again, this is just for personal use. It's not the end of the world. Right, enough about spinning for now. I will come back to that later. Put this away and I'll get the next project to show you. Okay, I told you it was a blanket heavy podcast. Here we go with another blanket. You'll have seen last time I got this out of my stash of hibernating works in progress. What's happened to the yarn? There it is. This is my corner to corner scrappy granny stitch blanket. Just trying to find the top edge, or the working edge I suppose. It doesn't really matter, there isn't really a top. I didn't mark where I was, slightly foolishly, last time I spoke to you, but I think I was sort of down, you can't see that, I think I was kind of down here-ish, and I'm now up here, so I have done quite a bit. I haven't finished it. I said, I think last time, that I thought I would, and I haven't, but I have done quite a bit of work on it. It doesn't matter that I haven't finished it. This is another heavy blanket which we're not going to need for the next few months. This is really heavy actually, there's a lot of yarn in this. But yeah, when I do eventually finish it, it's going to be lovely and heavy. There's so much texture in this because it's just a complete mishmash of all my scrappy leftover yarns. And it's lovely. I'm not going to say a lot about it because it is just a scrappy blanket. I talked about it last time. But yeah, progress is being made and I am happy, and progress will continue to be made. It's a really good, mindless Sunday evening kind of project. Or the other day I worked on it for like 20 minutes while I was waiting. I think I had 20 minutes to kill before I had to go out somewhere. And I thought, right, screw it, I'm just going to do 20 minutes on this because I can pick it up, put it down without any difficulty. I don't have to look at the pattern. I don't have to count my stitches really, other than making sure I do clusters of 3. It's easy, it's simple. So that's that. What's next? Okay, teeny tiny project she now. I need to be a little bit quieter about this one because it is for Kelvin, my husband. It is his birthday soon. Very soon, actually, a week and a half to go. And I've made him just a very little something I meant to bring in. So, a couple of years ago now, God, is it? Maybe it's last year. It might be a couple of years, I can't remember exactly when it was. It must have been a couple of years, because it's ages since. Right, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons. Start from the beginning. With Kelvin's brother and his wife. Play it online. And one of Kelvin's characters was, I can't remember the official name for the type of creature. It was basically a big hippo. Because why not? He was very cool. I think he's probably my favourite of all the characters that Kelvin has played. And I decided, while we were still playing that campaign, to make him his character, crochet an amigurumi of his character, which I did. I will put a picture up for you because I forgot to fetch it and bring it in here. He's called Joseph, or in fact Joseph, because he is French. That was a terrible accent, I do apologise. I have been meaning since then to make him, Joseph, a chair to sit on, because he's just kind of propped on Kelvin's bedside table. And I did try, but it wasn't coming out how I wanted it, so I abandoned it for ages. And with his birthday coming up, Kelvin's, not Joseph's, Kelvin's birthday coming up, I thought, right, I need to get this sorted. So I have found a chair on Etsy, not a doll's chair, but I thought I still want to crochet something to go with it. So I've made Joseph a little blanket. And it's teeny tiny because he's only little. It's basically the size of a washcloth. Isn't it cute? A little stripy blanket. Needs blocking. So it will stretch out a little bit more when I block it, which I will do today, in fact. Yeah, teeny tiny blanket. Very, very simple. Again, no pattern. I've just used half double crochet stitches, that's US terms, done rows. I think it was 30 stitches per row, and then a really simple single crochet border. And this is using Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is the fingering weight one, and I can't remember the colours, but I shall do a project page, so that will be linked below for you, so you can check out the colours if you want to. It took like an hour. It's used less than 50 grams of yarn altogether. It's like 30 something, I think. But it's just a little something. I always like to make Kelvin something for his birthday and for Christmas. I've got a big project in mind for him, which will be, if I finish it in time, a Christmas present. We'll see. I need to start that actually really soon. But yeah, I couldn't really think of anything significant to make him this time, but he's got his little blanket for Joseph, and Joseph can sit in comfort and style instead of just being propped. So put that over there so I remember that I still need to block that today. I just knocked the camera. I am sorry. Right, bear with me a minute while I check whether I've missed anything before I move on. Almost forgot to talk about the most important project at the moment. Important because I am pattern testing again. This time for Shelley of Brambles and Heart, who I will of course link for you. That's the wrong bag. Where did I put the bag? There it is. She is working on, we are testing, and she is getting ready to release a new sweater pattern. It is called the Solstice sweater. I'm sure she's put a picture of it up somewhere, so if I can find a picture of her sample, I'll pop that up for you. But yeah, I am very happy to have been approved, selected, whatever, to join the group of testers. This is definitely going to be a winter sweater for me. I know making it this time of year, but the yarn I've chosen makes it incredibly wintry. It's lovely. I may have to buy more yarn as well, but that's a problem for later. We'll see how far I get. That's the gauge swatch. I met Gauge straight away, feeling very smug. It just shows you the that was just worked using half double crochet. Obviously I'm not going to tell you too many details about this because it will be a paid pattern and I don't want to upset Shelley. But I will just show you how it is working up so far. Okay, that is the beginnings of the back panel of the jumper. I haven't done very much yet, but I did only start last night, and the one thing I will say actually is that it's a really simple pattern. Once you know the stitch count, the row count, etc., it's details, too many details. It's a nice, simple, easy pattern to remember. So now that I've got it in my head, I can just pick it up, work on it until I reach the right row count, and yeah, I don't have to keep constantly checking the pattern, which makes it a nice, easy project to work on. And I'll probably do a bit between, like before tea, after tea this evening. Let me show you the yarn I am working with. That's what I was going to do, because you'll see why this is so squishy and fluffy and gorgeous. So I am working with two yarns held together. I bought both of these a while ago. I think Wool Warehouse were having a sale or some kind of promotional event or something, and I bought a couple of approximate garment quantities of yarns that I like the look of. all the Yarnsmith yarn, actually, which is Wool Warehouse's own brand. And it's all lovely. If you haven't tried any of the Yarnsmith's yarn yet, just do it. It's all gorgeous. I've used the Yarnsmith Create, which is sort of their basic acrylic. Really affordable, great range of colours. Not the softest yarn, but perfectly soft enough. I've used their merino sock. That, you know, is a very nice merino nylon sock yarn. There's not really a lot more to say than that, other than that it's lovely. Again, great range of colours. This is Lagoon. I'm not going to try and pronounce the colourway. I will turn the label around for you in a moment. Let's hopefully get that to focus for you. Where is it? Oh, except it's not written on here. I'll pop it in the description or on the screen or something for you, but that's the colour number, if that will focus. And you'll have seen from the fabric and the gauge swatch, and you can see here better in the donut ball that they've done, that it's a self-striping, but quite gently self-striping, because it's kind of marled, which makes it, you know, there's a definite stripe, but it's not a really, like, there's not a high contrast to it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I've got 3 balls of this, which might not be enough, but we'll see. And I'm holding it double with this gorgeous lace weight mohair from Scapiers. First time I've worked with mohair. I know it can be really itchy. I'm a little bit nervous about that. So far, working with it, I'm okay. This is in the colour Tango. And it is just, now that I've shown you those, I'll show you the gauge swatch again. Hang on, let me put that bit back there so I don't lose it. That's the bit I'm working on, and that's the pattern. Let's make sure I've got everything I need. It's a lovely drape, for one. That's, you know, it's not like super drapey, but it is going to be plenty drapey enough. This jumper sweater is going to be massive, by the way. I did measure what size I need to make, and I have, you know, it's made with positive ease. It's designed to have positive ease, so be a bit oversized. But I think I'm maybe making a size bigger than I need to. But that's okay. I love an oversized sweater, and I think it's why I'm going to need more yarn, but it's going to make it so cozy. Yes, the fabric it is creating is drapey, it is soft, it is just slightly fluffy. I can't wait for winter now. You know I love winter anyway. It's my time of year. But this is just, I want to wear this. I haven't even finished it yet and I want to wear it. I can't remember, I need to check and write down when the testing period finishes, when the deadline is. I will make it. I'll make the deadline. I might just have to abandon a couple of other projects for a week or 2, but that's fine. I've got, you know, there isn't a lot that's urgent project wise at the moment, other than this. I'll definitely get it done by the deadline. I just need to check when that is and put it in my calendar. Hopefully I'll have a lot of progress to show you next time. I have already been talking for an hour. No, not quite, but 50 minutes. So, snap decision. I've got some incoming to talk about this time, but I'm going to do a separate video again, like I did last time or the time before, because otherwise this is going to be a monster video. It's long enough already. So I will leave incoming. I'll do a separate video. I'll record it straight after this one. And I'll get it released, I don't know, a couple of days after this or something, so watch out for that. It's all fibre for spinning. Spoiler. Again, well, you'll see. I'll tell you about it in the video. Stop waffling, Jenny, come on. So try and go through things quickly-ish without rushing. Next projects changed slightly. I want to make another summer garment. I showed you last time the little hexicardie that I made. It's a cropped, lightweight one. I'm thinking at the moment, just because of the number of other things I've got going on, that I'm just going to make another one of those. I need to choose the yarn. But yeah, just make another hexicardie. I might make another cropped one. I might make a longer one. I haven't decided yet. Probably see how long it takes to work it up. But yeah, the one I showed you last time, I've worn it a couple of times now and I love it. I've added a button. I am thinking I maybe need to just take it in a little bit because it does feel very, very loose. But that's easy enough to do. I can thread some ribbon through it, or I can change where the button fastens. Not a big deal. Anyway, there will be another summer garment on my hook very soon. A hexicardie to keep things simple. I also want to make 2 amigurumi. I don't make them often. Just because I don't have much reason to, and there are bits of making amigurumi that I enjoy, but there are also parts that I really, really don't. But there are 2 I want to make for specific reasons. I have a very good friend who is going through a bit of a hard time at the moment. And I just, I love her to pieces and I like giving her things, and she is incredibly crochet worthy. She has learnt to crochet herself, is not confident about it, but she's better than she thinks she is. But she's made a couple of things, a couple of blankets mostly. So she understands the work that goes into crochet. She knows that it's, it can be a labour of love. I want to make her a little drop of wonderful because she is my huge, massive, amazing drop of wonderful. This is a pattern by Ali of the Little Drop of Wonderful, Little Drops of Wonderful podcast here on YouTube. It used to be a paid pattern. I think I bought it when it was still a paid pattern. It is now free. So if you want to make it, go for it. I'll pop a picture up. And it comes with, or can come with if you want it to, a poem as well. I can't remember who wrote the poem. It's not coming to me. But one of Ali's friends wrote a poem to go with it, which is beautiful. So I want to make a little drop of wonderful for my friend and write out the poem for it as well, because she'll really, really appreciate that. And then the other thing, it's a silly little thing. My little boy is 9. Just turned 9. He's a big, big reader. But there are obviously books that either he's not interested in reading himself, or that they are maybe a little bit too old for him to read, but not too old. Like, it's not that the story's too old for him, it's just like the way the book's written. So I'm reading to him at bedtime, is the point of all of that. And I've done The Hobbit, I've done many other books that I can't remember. We are currently on the first of the Redwall series of books, which he's enjoying a lot. Recently I read Charlotte's Web to him, because we just wanted a nice little... We finished The Hobbit and I wanted something easy after reading The Hobbit to him. He really enjoyed it, and he is absolutely besotted with Wilbur the pig. And kept going on about how he'd really like a pet pig. We can't have a pet pig. Hey, I suppose we probably could. We're not going to have a pet pig. We've got a cat. In hopefully just a few months' time, we are intending to get a kitten as well. So we'll have 2 cats. We're not having a pet pig. But what he can have is an amigurumi pig. So I'm going to make Wilbur for him. I need to find the pattern. I know I've got yarn that I can use because Wilbur is a white pig, so I've got white yarn aplenty. I just need to decide which white yarn to use, and that will depend on the pattern. So I don't know when I'm going to get either of those 2 things made, the Drop of Wonderful or Wilbur, but as ever, I will keep you updated when I do. Okay, I'm not doing incoming, I'm going to whiz through spinning. I've got 2 bits of spinning to show you. These are both going to be for sale. I don't know what I've done with the information for this game. I've got a book. I've started a spinning journal, physical book that I'm keeping notes and a little sample of the yarn in. Now I've put it somewhere and I don't know where it is. So I will put the information here on the screen for you for this one, the fibre content. I think it's got Shetland wool in it, but I can't remember the rest. This fibre was bought from World of Wool, as much of my fibre is. And this colourway is called Kevin. It's from the last year's advent calendar. I did not get their advent, but when they listed all the leftovers on their website in February, I went and bought a bunch of them. This was a slightly tricky spin. It's fine. I'm reasonably happy with the result so far. I need to soak this and set, so it's not quite finished, but it pretty much is. It might just fluff out a bit more once it's been washed and the spin has set. I've got a reasonably consistent spin on it, I think. A reasonably consistent thickness. It's a little thick and thin in places, but not too much to matter. So once I have finished it and weighed and measured it, that will be listed on my website for your purchasing pleasure. And the second one that's for sale, this, I've done, modest moment, I've done a lot of good spins. This I think is my favourite so far. It just feels so nice. Hang on, that's the door. Right, no, it's just someone dropping something off. Don't need to go and answer it. Oh, I think Kelvin's on anyway, by the sound of it. Look at that. I mean, the colours are lovely for a start. This is so soft and squishy and just delightful. I love it. I love it so much. If it was in different colours, I'd be keeping this. But I won't use these colours, so I'll let you have it. This fibre was from Pixie Yarns, which I haven't actually written on the label. I must try that down. I don't know if the colour was called Hodgepodge or if that's what she calls. I don't know. It said Hodgepodge on the label, so I'm calling it Hodgepodge. And it is 80% superwash grey merino and 20% nylon. This skein is 75 grams because I've kept a mini skein separate for something special that I can't really talk about at the moment. So there was more, but this is 75 grams. It's worked out at about 250 yards. It'll be just over. I always underestimate on the label. And it is roughly a DK weight. I need to write this down properly as well. Worked out at an average of 13 wraps per inch. But this, I'm going to unfasten it actually and show you properly. This is deliberately thick and thin. So, let's see. You can sort of see actually if I hold that bit up, there are some strands that are much thicker than others, or at least not the whole strand, but sort of sections of. It started off accidental, but I ended up doing it on purpose. There's another a good example, because I think it makes for a really lovely texture, and it actually showcases the colours a bit as well, because you get sort of pops of colour where the thicker bits are, because the twist is different. There's one. I cannot stress how soft this yarn is. Honestly, I have spun merino and merino nylon blends. I've spun merino on its own. None of them have been as soft as this. I don't know what she's done to make it this soft. I don't know if it's because it's a superwash one, maybe. I'm not sure if I've spun superwash merino before. But oh my goodness, it's just... it's squidgy and almost velvety. It was such a pleasure to spin. I'm going to have to see if I can get some more of this fibre from her, because I want to spin more. If she's got colours that are my colours, I'm going to get some to spin for myself, make myself some socks or something, spin it finer for that. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. So again, this has been finished, and as you can see, has been wound up, skeined up. So I'll put it on my website in the next few days. And I'll post about it on Instagram when I do. So as ever, if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, please do, because you'll get much more regular updates. Right, that is the spinning. I need to press on because this is getting really, really long, so I'm going to do a quick life update. I might not talk about everything I've written down. Before I do the life update, I nearly forgot. Summer Sad Make Along. There's more information on Instagram. Because I've been talking for ages, I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail here. I will put some notes in the description for you. The most information will be on Instagram. I might do another short dedicated video just for that before it starts. So this is Make Along I am running, just me, from the 1st of June to the 30th of September. Just a bit of fun, really. Like I say, there will be prizes that you can win. It's inspired by Ali, actually, of Little Drops of Wonderful. It's something I've kind of been thinking about for a while, but then she was talking on one of her most recent vlogs, I think, actually, on her other channel, about summer seasonal affective disorder. This is something I struggle with too, but I don't talk about it much because people think it's nonsense. SAD is a winter thing. It's not just a winter thing. It happens in summer too. It's rarer, but it does happen. I really struggle in summer, and there are things that I do to get me through, basically, to help my mental health, to keep me going. Crafting is a big part of that for me, and having heard Ali speak about it very honestly, and then read the comments on that video and replied to some and had little conversations with people, it was really lovely. It's made me feel a lot less alone in it. I don't know anyone personally who feels this way about summer. There are people who aren't so keen on it, but not people who really hate it the way I do. I know hate's a strong word, but it's justified. Trust me. And so I wanted to do something to kind of help everyone get through, basically. So kind of the aim of the Make Along, yes, there are prizes, yes, you know, there's a theme, but really it's just to help people get through the summer. And that is essentially the theme, is any type of crafter can join in, no matter whether you crochet or knit or do paper crafting or work with clay or do anything else at all, whether you paint, you write, join in, please. You don't have to hate summer either. Bonus points if you do. Not that the points mean anything. There are no real points, but yeah. But yeah. Basically, I want you to make something, or many things, because it's a 4-month-long Make Along, inspired by what gets you through the summer, or what you do like about summer. So my first project actually is going to be the summer garment that I mentioned a little while ago, because one of the things that I do like about summer is that I can wear airy, fairy, floaty, lightweight, swooshy garments and not get cold. I don't like being too hot. I hate being too hot. That is one of the things that it's horrible for me. But because the weather's warmer, I can wear things that I wouldn't wear in winter. So yeah, that helps. It helps. What else was I going to say about it? Entry will be via Instagram only, just so that I don't have too much to manage. You can use the hashtag, I think it's just Summer Sadmel. I will check and I'll put it in the description. But you must mention me as well. That's at stitchcraft_gifts. Again, will be in the description. Just to make sure that I see it, because hashtags don't work the way that they used to. So, I think that's all the crucial information. I will put notes in the description. There's more information on Instagram. If you want to know more about it, just ask me in the comments and I shall explain. Right. Quick life update. We've got birthday season coming. Well, no, we're thick in the middle of birthday season, but we've got over the next 2 weeks, under 2 weeks, we've got in the family, combined families, 3 big birthdays coming up. My dad, my brother-in-law, my husband. Literally just within a week of each other. In fact, my husband, no, my dad and my brother-in-law, their birthdays were on the same day. Got that wrong. Should have married someone else. So yeah, I have got away with it a little bit in that my dad is away on holiday until after his birthday, and it has been decided, I am part of the decision, it wasn't decided for me, but we have all decided that I will contribute to the birthday meal that he and my stepmom will be enjoying while they're away as his main present. So I'm just going to give him a couple of token bits and pieces when he gets back, so that keeps that simple. My brother-in-law I don't really have to do anything for, so yay. And my husband's the big one. I have a little pile of presents just put there, keeping out the way. In fact, you can just see them, I think, but they're all boxed and bagged and everything, so you can't tell what's in them. Oh, she's shouting again, but I'm nearly done. She's just going to have to wait. Yeah, so busy. Don't know if we're going to do anything specific on my husband's birthday. It's up to him, of course. It is a Saturday this year. And it's also within half term, which is the other reason I'm going to be busy. She's so noisy. Yeah, it's half term here in this part of the UK anyway. It kind of varies across the country. Half term next week, so Ned will be off school all week. But it is only a week, it's fine. And yeah, I do love spending time with my child. I do, I promise. He's a lovely, lovely boy. I just get thrown out of routine and that messes with my head. But it is only a week, it's fine. It does mean we are marching ever closer to the summer holidays, which I am dreading slightly. Especially because we will hopefully have started the big renovations on the house just before the summer holidays begin. Not the best timing, but we will make it through. It'll be fine. The other thing I was going to mention, I've touched on it briefly before, is I am making some big changes, have made really some big changes within my business. For personal reasons, I wasn't enjoying it, essentially. So until fairly recently, the focus of the business has been crocheting items and trying to sell those crocheted items. That has not been working for me. They have not been selling at all. And it was really getting me down, and it meant I wasn't enjoying crochet, which is a big deal because crochet is my main hobby, so I need to enjoy it. Since taking a step back from the work side of crochet, I've been loving crochet again. The word crochet is starting to lose all meaning. So new direction for the business is the handspun yarn and notions and accessories for crafty people, for crocheters, for knitters. Initially that'll be the focus, but for other crafters too. If you have any suggestions for things I could make, please do pop them in the comments. Shut up. I've been making stitch markers. I've got a new batch underway at the moment. I've been making buttons out of polymer clay. Those are the stitch markers out of polymer clay. Enjoying that quite a lot. I am dipping my toe into making project bags because I know those are always popular, and hey, if nobody else buys them, I'll use them. I'm thinking possibly of doing crochet hooks with polymer clay handles. Not sure about that one, but I'm thinking about it. The focus will be clay, I'm gonna be honest, but there's I'm just kind of playing around really at the moment, seeing what I can make and what works for people. So again, all ideas welcome, and I'll keep you up to date. Again, Instagram's the main place to get updates, or join my mailing list. There will be a link to that in the description. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm excited. It's a good change. Right, I'm sure I've missed a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm going to stop waffling on because this is really long now. Even after editing, I'm sure it's going to be really long. So to wrap up, craft markets. I am still running craft markets. That's going to carry on indefinitely. I'm enjoying it. It's actually making me a bit of money, unlike anything else. So that's definitely going to keep going. The next one, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it's on the 14th of June here in Harrogate. More than welcome to pop along if you are in the area. It'd be lovely to see you. And if you want to vend at the market or any of my future ones, there's info on my website about how to do that. So again, it'd be great to have you there. Please do get in touch. Final point, I talked about this last time about changing how often I do these podcast episodes, just because 2 weeks comes around really fast. Actually, it doesn't feel like 2 weeks since I last recorded, and I love doing them. You know, I'm not going to stop. I love doing these videos, but they take a long time to record, to plan, and then to edit. It takes a big chunk of the week. So I've decided I'm going to move to 3 weeks and see how that goes. So the next one will be released, all going well, on the 13th of June. Haven't planned that very well because obviously that is the week before my next market, and the week before a market is always really busy. But I am thinking, pretty much decided, I'm going to make a bit of a change to how I sell at my markets, because I run them but I sell at them too. Yeah, I'm gonna scale that back, I think, this time at least, and see how it goes. So hopefully I'll have a lot less prep to do this time around. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, next podcast, then the market, and then it'll be June. We'll be halfway through June by then. That's mad. Let's not dwell on that. I'm gonna stop talking and go away because that scared me. This year is disappearing far too quickly. Yeah, I don't think I've forgotten anything important, but as always, if you want more information, or if I've said I'll put something in the description and I've forgotten to do it, just let me know. Okay, ask questions and I will answer them as best I can. As per usual, if you have got this far, I would like you please to put an emoji in the comments so that I know. I really, really love it when you do it. I love seeing those comments pop up with the emojis. It's like, yay, people are listening to me. It's really lovely. Which emoji shall we choose today? What have I talked about? We've done yarn ball. We do that all the time. What other projects have I got going? I don't think there is a crochet hook one. Why can't I think of something? No, you know what? Neris came to say hello. Let's have a cat emoji. If you really, really, really don't like cats, then put another animal. But come on, put a cat. Right. I'm done. Thank you, as ever, for being here. I love it. I really, really appreciate it. The fact that people watch me ramble on in an incredibly chaotic fashion about the stuff that I make. It just blows me away every time. So yeah, thank you so much. And I will be back in 3 weeks. Until then, take care.